Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, moletrap here, coming at you with another game from the Group A of the 2004 EVER OSL. And if you somehow missed it, I casted a bunch of the other games from this group, and it was round-robin style, and I didn't know that at first, and so I said the wrong games, and I ended up skipping this game in my initial run-through of casting the games in this group, this round of 16 group, and for a second, I was like, well, I've already cast like the last games, and I've already kind of spoiled the results, so maybe I just won't cast the last couple games. But part of the reason why I'm doing this is because, you know, every game, all the pro games between like 2007 and 2012 were all cast by various casters on YouTube, and so it's great that there's this huge archive of games. But part of the reason why I'm you know, doing these old games is to broaden that archive, right? To make it so that there's more games accessible in English, so that, you know, if someone says like, oh, you like Brood War? Hey, you should check out, you know, the OSL from 2004. That it'll be there somewhere for someone to watch it. So anyway, point being, I decided to be a completionist, and so I'm gonna cast this game even though I know the result. Although, actually, maybe I forgot the result? Because I did the other games a week ago? I don't know the result off of my head. So, maybe I'm not... Anyway, I've spoiled the result of this game, but I might have forgotten what it was. So, regardless, I just want to make sure every game is cast, even if some of them are a little bit spoiled. Like the last game I cast, I kind of spoiled it a little bit because I knew it was going on. And so here I am, casting this game again. This is game 4 of the group, by the way. So this should have been played as the 4th game because everyone plays each other. So Rock versus Max. And by the way, I want to add something to about this group that I didn't realize before, and I was looking at some other stuff. And Max was actually in the same group as Xellos, right? And Max actually won his group in the duel tournament, which was the qualifying tournament to get into the round of 16. So there was a little bit of a history there between Max and Xellos in the other game. So I just think that's kind of interesting that Max actually, you know, I kind of counted him out as being the least capable player in the group at the beginning, when in fact he actually had done a lot better than I expected in the duel tournament and had beaten some really good players. Anyway, let's get into this game and start talking about it. I've been kind of keeping an eye on it to just make sure nothing crazy was happening. And we did see like a drone scout, which was interesting, trying to make sure that no cheese was going on. Probe has scouted as well. But both players going for macro-oriented builds. In fact, we do have Rock putting a forge down in his main in a kind of a weird spot. Now, if you don't know, this is the map where there's like a main base, and then there's like a ramp up behind your main where there's a natural expansion, and there's also a choke point going out. So he's put that forge right next to his nexus to make like a kind of clumped up defense, which is good in case of like a quick ling attack, like a 6 ling or something like that. It's really strong. But he knew that wasn't coming because he scouted with a probe. So I'm a little bit puzzled by this. It could just be, you know, hashtag 2004 meta. See there, the lings running through that small choke would have been a much better place to guard. Again, though, the thing is, though, that there's also a long high ground on the right side of the map and the left side of the map that lead into the back of those rear expansions. So that might be why he's hugging his nexuses with the cannons, just to make sure that no matter where any lings sneak around, he's got some clumped up defense near his probes to protect them. And there'll be good defense against Mutalisks later on as well. The gateway being warped in within range of that cannon, so it can't be harassed by Zerglings. So that might be the point of why he's doing that. Not sure. But either way, though, he has gone for a quick expansion. He spills a couple cannons. I almost would have. I wonder if he could have also like just built his. You know, because there's also a choke point. Like I said, there's this long high ground on the right side and left side of the map, but then there's a choke point to get into the back door of that extra expansion. So I'm just really puzzled by these cannons, though, because they're by hugging the Nexus and not a choke point, he's making it so they're not going to be able to defend any Zerglings that run past them. Like, it's going to be so easy to just run by. And he saw his probe get killed by 10 Zerglings on the ramp. So he knows that Max has a significant number of Lings on the map, and that may be, in fact, why he's building that second cannon in his main. But he has to protect 2 locations at once that way. And see, there's the Zealot in the gap is not enough. These Lings are going to take some pot shots. They don't get the surround, though. They could have gotten a surround on those Zealots and did not. So a little bit of a missed opportunity. I won't quite call it a misplay, but a missed opportunity there for Max. Rock getting his Cybernetics core also to block that second cannon. So he's just building these two clumped up positions, which is pretty strong against Zerglings, but it's crap against Hydralisks. And Hydralisk Den is on the way, of course. So we're going to see him shifting that. Now we do have a lair coming down. And so now, whoa, what is going on over here? He's building cannons and gateways on the bottom right area? That's a bit strange. I don't think there's a base down there. I guess his plan is to maybe have this open door so that Max can scout his tech and see what's going on, and he won't expect that it's actually a 4-gate push instead of 2-gate into tech. So that might be his plot here, is just to hide this tech building. It's not really protecting anything. So I guess the cannons are just to protect the gateways in case they get discovered. So that's kind of, I guess I was more focused on the cannons being warped in down there and wasn't sure why. And the reason why is because he wants these gateways to be protected in case they're found out. Because if he's going to go for this 4-gate push, and, you know, 2 of his gateways get discovered and picked off very easily, then that's not going to be good. So the Citadel of Dune is down now. He's probably immediately researching Zealot legs speed and is going to be pushing out with a lot of Zealots. I believe, did we see the +1 spinning on the Forge is the question. For some reason I remember that, but it could just be because that's kind of what I expect should be happening. And oh, he does have +1 already. Yeah, so he does have +1. There's some Hydralisks out. The lair is probably about complete, and he might be going straight into, oh, and some Zealots coming in and harassing. So those gateways are just right outside of the 3rd base of Max, who has a ton of Zerglings. Couple dozen Zerglings right here. Probe going around behind, though. Uh-oh. Are we going to see some backdoor cannons behind the mineral line of that 3rd? It looks like we are. And that's going to stop all mining there because Max is so busy trying to deal with this Zealot harassment, which is going to cancel his 4th base and possibly doing a counterattack here. And he's putting down sunken colonies as well. And those 2 sunks are not enough for the amount of Zealots that are there. Oh, but he's got Lurkers already. Sweet. So the Lurkers are going to be able to stop those Zealots from doing too much damage there. But they're running right on past into the main. Is there a Lurker in the main? There is not. There's a single sunken colony, but the drones could do a drone drill and stop him. So, oh, and the Lurkers are going to be able to burrow and attack those cannons with the Overlord providing support. Very nicely done. The Zealots in the main do get hunted down by that large group of Zerglings. I think he's going to be forced to cancel these cannons, to be honest, because the Lurkers are doing significant damage to them. I think one Lurker is actually hitting both. He's trying to build that 4th base again. Oh, is he going to be able to? He kills off one of the cannons, but I believe he's going to pick out both the cannons before those Lurkers are damaged enough. So, wow, some kind of crazy stuff going on back and forth here. We've got this cannon on the high ground. It was spotted by Max. I'm a little surprised Rock did not cancel those cannons because they were already being attacked by the Lurkers. He knew they were going to die. So a little bit weird there, but maybe he wanted those Lurkers to be occupied with the cannons so they wouldn't be able to attack his Zealots that were doing some harassment. But the Zealots were just dispatched by the Zerglings. So interesting situation. And we do have a situation here now where, and we're seeing Rock's first-person view here. Very interesting. He's got some High Templar in the mix. Needs to worry, make sure the High Templar don't get picked off. Oh, he's snuck a DT into the main as well. Okay, so he does have the Observer tech as well. It's going to say going for this crazy expansion stuff and going for the Templar tech very quickly with the Zealot leg speed has delayed his Observer tech. And so these Lurkers are kind of reigning supreme on the map for a little while. But they have, in fact, he does have Observers now. And so not going to have to worry too much about those Lurkers. Except for the Lurkers, even if they're visible, are still very strong against lurkers. I'm sorry, against zealots. You kind of need dragoons to deal with the lurkers, with the observers. So he's gonna have to start building some dragoons in order to deal with that. And also, there's the fact there's a ton of mutalisks running into his main. Now remember, those cannons are in place, but the thing is the cannons in the main are there to delay temporarily until you can get anti-air units there, and he has no anti-air units. He's got no dragoons. He's got 2 High Templar. If he storms those mutalisks, he's gonna storm his own probes, and the probes are running up to the main, but the mutalisks are just giving chase. And what is he going to go back for? Is he just going to try and kill off? Oh my goodness, that pylon is powering, well, it looks like only 2 gateways, but still, it's powering 2 gateways and the forge. That is a significant pylon to take out. And here's the counterattack from Rob coming in with an observer. He says, all right, all of your mutalisks over here, I'm going to bring them back. You're going to have to run back to deal with these zealots. Otherwise, you're going to lose some stuff yourself. He's going to lose this 4th base. I don't think Max cares that much, though. He's got a 5th base building on the bottom of the map. He's got 3 other bases fully operational. This base didn't really have any mining going on it right now. And he does bring back the mutalisks, though. At the very least, they're going to be able to get some free damage down on the observers. He's actually, I'm sorry, on the zealots. He actually gets the observer first, though. And yeah, there is another base at the 6 o'clock position, the bottom of the map. And he's got the extractor there. So he's going to have 4 gas. He's going to have 4 gas, I believe. I'm actually... I don't remember if one of those bases is a mineral only, so it might only be 3 gases. But either way, he's going to be very, very strong with his economy. And look, he's actually even just going to pop that drone out of the remaining larva and build a hatchery at that 4th base again very quickly. Here he comes in with these mutalisks. He's going to just make easy work of the cannons and the dragoons that are there, picking them off very quickly. Oh, a Psy Storm does nothing but kill. Oh, a second Storm does a lot of damage, though. And he actually has managed not to storm. Oh no, the 3rd storm does massive damage. I tried to say major and turned into massive in the middle. And end up having a weird accent for a second there. And some dragoons are going to be, I think, maybe 3 dragoons are going to be enough. 4 dragoons is going to be enough to deal with these injured mutalisks. Yeah, they're going to have to run. But again, their mobility with the construction of this map is super strong. So he's going to be able to just retreat there. A little surprised he didn't go for some of the probes in the base at the bottom left, at that sort of high ground base. But he's going to retreat with those mutalisks, having taken 3 storms. The first 2 were partial hits, but the 3rd one was a solid connect and severely damaging those mutalisks, killing off. It looked like half of them died. And now he's been able to switch successfully into some dragoons. He actually didn't lose very many of those zealots either to the lurkers. So Rock has a pretty strong army here right now, actually. So this is kind of close. I do give the advantage to Max right now, because right now he's got 5 bases. He's got 5 bases. And and he's playing the same trick and putting attack units on the high ground. And this time, I don't know if he has an observer around, actually. He could attack from the low ground with dragoons, but even that is going to be a difficult sell, a difficult attack to kill off those lurkers. Just not very good situation here for Rock, actually, because he's not going to be able to get that 3rd base mining. His main base is very low in health, actually. The shields are recharging, so I don't think it's going to die or anything like that. But Rock is really not in a very strong position right now. He's going in with some zealots to try and take out this extra base, but there's Sunkens and lurkers. It's not going to be able to not going to be enough, I don't think. Here comes the dragoons from the back, though, and he's got more reinforcements. Okay, this is the bulk of his army. I thought it was just a harassment force, but it's actually significant force coming in here, and he's going to have more than enough to take out the Sunkens and the lurker. The spore colonies are going to take out the observer, but not until the lurkers are dead. The Zerglings coming in and battling zealots with an Archon firing bursts of energy over their head to do splash damage is very, very effective at killing those Zerglings. And he's actually... Oh, he better kill that hatchery. Yeah, he's going to stick around with the dragoons and finish that off while he's maneuvering away from the lurkers. Well played there by Rock, taking out that base, trying to keep himself in the game here. And I think Rock might have... I don't know if Rock's gotten that 3rd base up at the left yet. I don't know if he's dealt with those lurkers that were on the high ground. It looks like he hasn't, actually. So Rock is still not really in an advantageous position here. And yeah, here comes another lurker coming in. He's going to try to... Okay, so there's the observer there to see the high ground, but there's nothing to attack it. So that lurker's actually going to be able to probably take out that cannon before it can finish warping in, or at least almost finish it off. Never mind, he isn't going to be able to finish it off because the Zealots are going to come in here and polish that lurker off. So Rock is, after he takes out that base, he brings some units back and is able to secure the third. So now we've got a 3-base Protoss versus a 4-base Zerg, going up to 5 again pretty soon. But Rock looks like he's positioning in order to take potentially a 4th base at some point as well. I don't know if he has the probe count for it, though. Oh, that lurker's still up there. But I guess Rock doesn't care. He says, well, it's not within range to kill my probes. Not going to worry about it. Rock's probably going to have to take a 4th base before too long because he's, as we can see, almost mined out in his main and his natural. He took his natural expansion so quickly that he's been mining minerals there for a long, long time. And this game has stretched on into the, looks like 13 or 14, 15-minute mark. So starting to mine out those minerals. Yeah, there's Max is like already pre-defending this base that he's going to have to build again. He's had to cancel one of his bases a couple times. He's had to rebuild one of his bases a couple times. But he's kept his base count at 4, I believe, the entire time once he got 4 bases. He was able to keep that up. And here he might lose it again, though. Probably going to force to be canceled on this. Is he going to try and defend? He's sending in Zerglings. It might die before the Zerglings get there. He's sending in Scourge in order to try and take it. Oh, beautiful storm killing so many Zerglings. The other Zerglings dodge around the side to get a good surround. He's out of storms here, and it looks like these Zerglings might actually win the day with the support from the Lurkers. He used the Scourge to take out the Observer. He ran in the Observer to spot the Lurkers so that his units could actually take it out, and the Scourge were waiting nearby, killed off the Observer. Beautiful play by Max. Max is just really keeping control of the game here, playing beautifully, and then showing himself to be, again, much stronger than I estimated him before. So very, very cool to see him playing such a strong game against Rock here. Rock, of course, you know, probably the second lowest level, I guess, in this group compared to you know, the Julyzerg, who is the reigning champion, and Xellos, who is a previous champion. But these guys are both still really, really strong players, and Max just building up lots and lots of Zerglings here. The Zealots are going to make short work of them with storms being cast from overhead as well. You know, he really needs to land those storms, and then he can take out those Zerglings very easily. And so I don't think... Oh, this is not the spot. No, 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 Max, what are you doing? This is like a slaughterhouse for Zerglings right there. A small choke point with a ramp there, and Zealots just being able to clump up on the ramp. High Templar coming from behind as well. Max is really just throwing away his units here. I'm not sure why he's doing this. This is the exact thing that you want to have happen when you've got Zealots, is you want to just have a wall of Zealots up against Zerglings and have them not surround you. And Max is like, sure, here, you know what? I feel bad that I've got more bases than you and better economy. Let me make a donation to the Rock Fund, and just here, let me these Zerglings are used. I'm not using them anymore. Let me just like throw them in the bin, and you can refurbish them into an advantage. And oh wow, but we're seeing some Guardians morphing here over on the side. This is gonna be fun to see. See, Max, when a Zerg player has this much economy and this many gases, they can afford to go stuff like this, and also build up these static defenses to defend against the harassment and what have you. So where are these Guardians going to go, though? They're not really morphing in a very strong location. They're going to have to cross an open ground in order to get there. Oh, there's a Reaver in play. The Scourge are going to be able to pick off that shuttle there because there's a single Dragoon. And actually, okay, I'm used to... Lately, I've been watching some streams where the streamers would morph their old Mulists into Guardians behind an expansion and use it to harass probes. And I wasn't even thinking that, oh yeah, of course, they're there to defend against the Zealots, because Zealots cannot jump high enough to attack the Guardians. And he is actually going to come in here and start attacking in the main as well. And this could be the end for Rock pretty soon, actually, because I don't think he has anything to deal with this. He never went air. He's going to lose his robotics support bay and not be able to make any more Reavers. There's Ultralisk in play as well. He's going to lose the robotics support bay, and the Reavers were... Oh, and he gets the Reaver. Oh, he's letting the Reaver die. Oh, he needs to pick it up in that shuttle. Although then some more Scourge might come in and take out the shuttle as well. But I think, you know... Max is just in a dominant position here right now. Looks like he was able to pick it up. Okay, we're getting some storms on these Guardians. There's only one left. But look at how much damage has been done here. He's taken out so many buildings. It looks like pylons. Did he take out the cybernetics core? It's hard to say. The Zealots are at +2 upgrades right now. They're going to be super, super strong against Zerglings, but are we going to see the Doom drop? Is this going to be the end of it? Those High Templar that stormed away the Guardians have now become Archons, and Archons with a Reaver to back them up are super strong. This drop is going to do 0. Absolutely nothing. No damage done. No long-term damage done, basically, by again, just a donation. He's like... just like donating Zerglings left and right. He has basically wasted 4 dozen Zerglings in the last 3 minutes just on futile attempts to do things against superior opposition forces, and has not really fallen back as I would have expected, or at the very least he could have spread the Zerglings and targeted, you know, split them up and sent some up to the top and some down to the bottom and tried to take out buildings before the Archons could do them or something like that. But instead he just attacked them. But it doesn't matter. And that's what I was going to get at, and I'm forced to just say ahead of time, because as we see half a dozen Ultralisks, maybe more, along with Zerglings being loaded up into Overlords, going into the main, and he's about to lose his main. There's nothing he can do here. His forces are also out of position, staging to attack the 4th base. He's got nothing here. The Ultralisk is just going to go head against the Reaver and take it out. Now Rock is going to be able to counterattack here. What is he going to do? Is he going to choose? No, he's not going to counterattack. He's going to try and bring his forces all the way back up and around through this long, circuitous route to get back to his main in order to save it. No, and he's now gone back to attacking, to doing a counterattack. He knows that's going to take too long, and he's going back to a counterattack, but he could have been counterattacking 20 seconds earlier, and instead he wavered and waffled and has lost some time, and in that time, it looks like Max has been able to get another group of Ultralisks out to defend this base, and it looks like he's going to defend it. The Storm's going down, doing massive amounts of damage to the Zerglings underneath, but the Ultralisks are still in high health, and it looks like this is a superior force, though. I don't think Max can stop this right now, but the base trade is probably just too much in his favor because he's taken out the entire main. There's nothing left in Rock's main. All of his tech is gone. All of his production buildings are gone. And so this army that he has is pushing in nice and strong, but it's all that he has left. And now he's going to try and fall back. And one single Dark Templar. One single Dark Templar has popped out, and he's actually put it in his choke point, which is a strange spot. It can block Ultralisks, I guess, by just standing in the middle of that spot, but I don't think it matters. And here's what I was talking about before. These Zerglings could have easily, the first time around, just been going up and splitting up and trying to take out tech buildings. Can he take out these Cracklings before they could take out the Templar Archives? It looks like they're not. They're going to be able to take it out. The attack speed of the Dark Templar is just too low. It eventually gets all the kills against the Zerglings, but it's too late. He's lost everything. There's nothing left. He has a Citadel of Adun, so he could remake his Templar Archives actually, but he lost all his Robotech. He's lost all his gateways. It's interesting. I think he actually still has those 2 gateways in the bottom right. I doubt he's been using them because anything built there couldn't join up with the rest of his units. So, and this is interesting. We're actually seeing the first-person view of Max, and he's actually out of money. He doesn't have any minerals left. It looks like he's mined out three or four of his bases, and so he doesn't have any minerals left. I don't think that's a problem for him, though, especially because Rock has very little mining as well, but Rock doesn't have any infrastructure or army, whereas Max still has 3 mining bases at least, it looks like. He was trying to get another one up, I believe. Maybe just 2 mining bases, but maybe 2.5, something like that. So point being, Max still has the advantage here, and right now the only thing that could get Rock back in this game would be to spend some time going out and killing off those extra bases that are mining right now, and he can't afford to do that because Max is just going to come in and stomp down on him with a huge force of units. The Storm goes down, but the Zerglings are already in too far. The Dark Templar are in here, and eventually they'll be able to kill off all these Ultralisks, but they've got so many hit points, it doesn't matter. They're just going to be able to slaughter everything. He's targeting the Templar Archives specifically. It's going to go down. He's actually going to retreat after killing off the Templar Archives. Look at this Storm going down. Basically storming his Nexus. The Ultralisk trying to kill off the Nexus before it dies. Just right-clicking the Nexus. just throwing away units to do damage to the economy, but it doesn't matter at this point. I just don't think that there's any way that Rock can come back here, but I don't know, maybe these and he's just right-clicking the Nexus again with these Ultralisks, and they just run in and take damage and they don't care. Just absolutely slaughter. And look at this, that Ultralisk got trapped, got cornered by the Dark Templar, couldn't figure out where to go. You know, you'd think that at that point, the Ultralisk, if it was surrounded, it couldn't walk anywhere because it was bumping into units, would just, like, attack the air, right? But it's kind of interesting that they couldn't just, like, just thrash about wildly. This game is so unrealistic. Oh, my God. Up the realism, Blizzard. What's wrong with you? Sorry about that. Anyway, so this squad of Dark Templars is going to be able to come out and do a little bit of damage, but here's the Overlords, here's the Lurkers, there's no Storm left, only Zerg units swarming in from all sides of this tiny beleaguered army. There is a couple Storms after all. I didn't see the Hard Templar there, but only one or maybe two Storms, and it looks like he's out of energy, so he is going to be losing this this army, and Max is just like, alright, well, I'm just going to make sure I polish off this other base first real quick. And kill all the probes distance mining there, and he's somehow holding on in this little choke point, but again, it's just like Rock is fighting valiantly, but what's he gonna do? These probes are just running the gauntlet and just dying. Gauntlet running is not a good thing for probes to do. He does have some cannons up there, but the Lurkers are just camped in between, just killing off probes. And what is going on? Why are there defilers now? Is this a BM? Oh my God, it's BM defilers. It's BM defilers. He's patrolling defilers outside of Rock's base while he kills off these cannons with cracklings and an Ultralisk. Get out the game, Rock. Stop embarrassing yourself. Oh man, oh, he's even got the, the defense against the last-ditch Dark Templar. I mean, like, what is the other purpose of these defilers? To kill observers, I guess? Is this an observer hunting squad? Just 4 defilers and an overlord, just trying to hunt observers. Look at the mini-map. It's red. It's red all over the place. And Rock is like, I can do this. I can come back. All I have to do is be OP and use Dark Templars, Oh my God. Well, this Dark Templar is going to get 15 kills. It's just sitting here picking off Zerglings. Max doesn't care. I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I can't take this game seriously anymore. He's storming defilers. Why is he's storming defilers? He's using his side storm on defilers when he knows there's thousands of Zerglings outside his door. And there's one Zergling attacking the Citadel of the Dune. What is going on? He's got Archons now. What? The defilers are still there. Okay. Get it together, moletrap. Get rid of the giggles. I mean, like, this is like Rock is somehow, even though I think it came out after this game was played, I think he's seen the movie 300 and knows that maybe he just read about the Battle of Thermopylae in history books, and he's ready to hold that pass against the Persian Zerg army, coming out and just wasting some storms just so he can build more Archons. There you go. I mean, it's like, sometimes I really need Archons if I'm playing, but it's like I've got two. The Zergling's really gonna kill off the Nexus. This one Zergling has killed a Citadel of a Dune and a Nexus by itself. And here comes in the final blow. Sparta can only hold on for so long against the absolute immeasurable numbers of Zerg units that are going to finally overflow this beautiful choke point with the Archons holding the spot and cannons and dragoons firing over their shoulder. And he's going to fall back! Why is he falling back? There's only 5 dragoons there! Oh my God. What happened to the BM defilers? I don't know what happened. Maybe they did get started. Okay, there they are. There's the GG coming from Rock. Oh man. Okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that game. I'm not gonna go into the details of the scenario right now about who's up when, because I've already kind of spoiled the series. So just in case you don't know what was going on, I'm gonna go ahead and do the last game as well. Well, I guess if you've already watched this far, if you've watched all the games this far, then you kind of know what's happening. So this was the game where, I mean, one of the reasons why Rock was really hanging on there is because he already had lost to. Wait, no, did he lose? No, he beat Julyzerg, right? So yeah, so if he wins against Max, that he kind of clinches it, right? And now Rock, I believe, is 1-1. So now Rock is 1-1, and so he's gonna have to face Xellos, I think, is who he hadn't played yet. Anyway, GG. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed that game. Even though I did it out of order, that was a really fun game, so I'm glad I decided to go ahead and do that. And yeah, there's one more game, which is, I believe, the final game in this group, so I'm going to go ahead and cast that next. But yeah, thanks for watching, GG, and sorry again for bursting into laughter that I couldn't recover from for a little while, but I hope you guys were amused as well. Take care.